So we've caught up with Odashima here from Project Soul, and we're going to talk a little bit about Soul Calibur 5 and more specifically about the recently announced new features of the game. And first of all, the guest star, something that everyone's wondering about. Why did you pick Ezio, and what is it about him that you feel fit into the Soul Calibur franchise?
There were two important things we considered in choosing. One is that it fits the Soul Calibur universe, and the second is it's a character from a game. And those two things, Ezio really matched.
In terms of how he plays, how would you describe Ezio, and sort of, is he similar to any characters in the Soul Calibur universe, or is he completely unique compared to the others?
Ezio is completely a new character. The animations are all original. And one thing is that we tried to make it so that there are people who want to play Ezio but who has never played Soul Calibur. So we really made him accessible character. And we set the commands, like most of the moves that come out just by smashing the buttons are pretty neat and cool. So in that meaning, people can dive right into Ezio even if they haven't played Soul Calibur and have fun with it.
How was the collaboration with Ubisoft, and was it easy to get them to agree to lending you Ezio?
It was it was tough, but not tough having communication with UBI. But the game character itself was really, really great. The quality is really high, so we have to pour more than 100% to make that character in Soul Calibur, and in that way, we had a tough time. And also, he had lots of weapons, and most of his weapons are actually implemented in the game, and there are no Soul Calibur characters that has that many weapons. So those two things are what we had a tough time in.
Was it difficult to make him balance them?
As I told, there are lots of weapons. He has lots of weapons. He has short swords, longer swords, and he has bowgun. And we can make him perfect in any distance if we can. But of course, we're not going to do that, and we have to balance it. Also, as we said, it has to be accessible to the new players. And in that meaning, it was hard to balance him out.
You're also bringing back a couple of characters that we played before. Nightmare and Raphael were announced. What kind of philosophy goes into returning characters? Do you want to keep them as they are and just the overall system that changes, or do you want to throw in a few curveballs for all users who have played them a lot before?
Basically, he has his philosophy, and the team, of course, has a philosophy. But the character, as a person who designs each character, has their philosophy. So it can be changed by who designs that character. But basically, if the character was not so, was really wasn't popular in Soul Calibur 4 as a way of the fighting. If it wasn't popular, then it should be changed dramatically. But if the character was really said to be a good character in fightings, then we shouldn't change that character so hard.
And you've also finally let the wheel out on the character creation mode. Could you briefly just touch on how it's been improved since the last game?
First of all, creation mode, it started because we thought that players want to make their own characters, their favorite character. Okay, that's where we started at. And we do want to bring up the quality as same as a regular character like Mitsurugi, but as I said, the main point is to make your own favorite character. So maybe it might be aside from the Soul Calibur universe, but we're trying so that the player can make their own character, like changing their heights or changing their body mass or stuff like that. We're trying so that the player has their own character. And even if they're not hardcore fighting gamers, but they can start from creating your own character, and maybe using that in some of the AI modes and playing around with that can lead them up to actually playing online or playing with your friend. And if that creation mode becomes a starter for those players, it would be really good.
My final question would be, are you planning any more surprises for players other than SEO in the run-up until the release?
It's not about the characters, but about the online mode. The things you can do online, the way you can set up your own room, or the rag of the fighting would be something completely different from Soul Calibur 4. So that's something you can look forward to.
仕上がってるとは思います。